Howdy y'all, it's TJ coming at you from GoFigureNews.com. I will be your host today as we take a look at figures from Fresh Monkey Fiction. I am absolutely thrilled to look at these, the brand in general. They are 4.5 inches tall, they are retro styled, they are action figures that are ready for your collection. These are amazing heroes from Fresh Monkey Fiction. Now, brought to you by Bill Murphy and the company that has brought you other lines. This is Series 1, which was released last year. However, Series 2 is on its way, as well as Larry Hama, which is currently up on Kickstarter for the next 3 days only. So you might want to check that out. They've way surpassed their goal, but if you want to get in on it, here is your link right here, and also it will be down below in the YouTube info. It's kind of an interesting take on bringing an action figure to life. Here before me we have two figures from Series 1 of Fresh Monkey Fiction's amazing heroes. Now, there are 10 in all, actually 9, and then there's a blank. So you might want to check out their page right here to get more information about how you might add these to your collection. Besides for the figures, they also offer card art from these said figures. And they run for $2 to $3. They have them on their site. You can check out all the different figures that they have, the different characters. There's Madman, the Black Terror, there's Captain Action, there is Stardust, the Silver Streak. There are so many interesting characters in their collection, so I highly recommend to check them out. They also offer trading cards. So, as you can see here, we have Green Turtle, and we also have Black Terror. So these trading cards have info on the back about each character so that you can create a whole new mythology. Who needs the big franchises when you have places like Amazing Heroes to bring you whole new stories? This is exciting. They're retro style. Even the backing cards have that kind of almost aged, worn look, which I really like. And the graphics definitely stay with you with that sort of almost Super Friends kind of flavor, you know, a nod to new superheroes. So I'm excited. I'm going to open up a couple of these so that you can have a look. This is what the backing card looks like. So there's a little bit of a comic strip that runs on the back, and it shows you all of the characters in the whole collection that run along the edges. I'm going to open up Champion of Mars first. Now they come in these sort of backing cards with the plastic that wraps around to the back with the bubble. So you can actually, this is kind of exciting for collectors. All you really need to do is pull the bottom strip. It's in 4 parts downward, and then you can just slide the card out like voila. So once you pull out the backing strip, you have this clear front which protects the figure, and then a clear plastic inner box which you can pull out really easily. Put this aside, and then the Champion of Mars is going to come out, and he actually has a sword. For a figure of this size, it's quite cool. For articulation, we have the neck, or the head, as so to speak, and then the arms and the legs articulate. And I think the waist does not really articulate. It's just the legs, so he can do a split. Not that you want him to be doing a split necessarily. And you can let's see if we can get him to stand up. Okay, so for me, as long as an action figure actually stands up, then it does its due diligence. He doesn't have any articulation at the elbows and at the wrists and all that sort of jazz. These are small figures. Basically, it's what you see is what you get, and you could set this up among other figures at this scale. I like this scale, and for instance, if you put it up against the sort of normal 6.5, 7-inch size figures, this is sort of what it looks like. She's one of my favorites. Here is the Champion of Mars. He's got his red cape to signify the planet from which he is protecting or from. He's got sort of this leather strap that goes around his front and around his back, as you can see here, which connects around the belt area, and then the inner part is painted in this kind of maroon color. The cape doesn't come off; it's kind of attached, which is cool, and I like actually the softness of the cape, and it's not too long, so it doesn't hit the ground. A perfect type of fabric cape for this scale figure. So I'm going to put his arms down and turn his head to the side. There he is in a little bit of an action pose. This guy means business. He comes with one silver sword accessory, which comes inside, taped in a little plastic bag. So it's really soft, and you can just pop it right in his hand, I assume. And let's see what happens. It's kind of fun and cool and silly all at the same time. The sword is somewhat bent, but you know, for aficionados, you could use a hairdryer or just your fingers and kind of even that out. It is a scale that you're going to see this sort of thing happen. He's quite cool. I'm going to leave him just right here as I open up Silver Streak so that you can get a better look at him. Now, Silver Streak pops right out really easily. I love the way that they've packaged these figures. There's no bonus accessory with this figure at all. He obviously is very different. You've got the brunette, you've got the blonde, you've got the total red and yellow suit, you've got the red cape, almost a little bit more Viking, kind of, you know, warrior type, and then you've got the classic superhero styled figure. He can look over here at Champion of Mars. Champion of Mars can look over here and see, I'm not sure if they're opponents. I'm not sure. You can create your own story. That's what's so cool about action figures, because it doesn't end with the artist's vision. It ends with your vision as the collector. You can totally go wild with these. As I look at these, I say to myself, these would be cool for kids. You got to watch out for any little tiny pieces, of course, for the little ones. But this is really well done. Now, I'm looking at the paint job here. It's hard to tell if these are decals or if they are, if they're done by 100% by machine or what have you. But I have to tell you that they're quite perfection. Both of the legs on both of these figures have this sort of bent at the knees sort of style, which is a style that I'm not all that familiar with, but I like it. I like the stance. It's kind of a masculine, kind of like take 'em on stance.
Take that! Well, I'll slay you with my sword if you get any closer. I'll send you to Mars with this fist. I'll fly right on out of here if you give me any trouble.
The facial features, and I'll show you a couple of close-ups so that you can get an idea, are kind of stealthy along the lines of, you know, kind of Mego, kind of like, you know, a little bit Aquaman, a little bit Starsky and Hutch. There's a little bit of everything mixed in with these. They have their own sort of je ne sais quoi. I like the way that they've painted on these boots here. They're not a separate part. They're just, his foot turns into his leg. It's all one piece. The sculpts are really, really, really nice. I mean, they're basically just modeled as slightly lithe, slightly muscular guys. This one with his SS sort of logo on his chest. And I like the vivid colors, especially on this character. This is what the card looks like without the plastic top. So you get to see all the characters that are available, and it's got the kind of screened back comic logo with, you know, this sort of rounded out design, which is really, really nice. This stripe and stars that gives you sort of that Americana slash comic hero-ness. Hats off to Fresh Monkey Fiction. I have to say, these are quite nice figures. I have to say, all in all, the sculpts, the paint, the styling, the concept behind these all are really fantastic. These figures, for any action figure collector, from small mini scale up to 18-inch size figures, these would mix in perfectly with your collection, especially if you're a superhero fan. Take a second look at these, and also at their current Kickstarter, because why not make superheroes out of everyday people? This is TJ from us to you from GoFigureNews.com. Over and out.